Blinken's trip to Kyiv. A strong signal of the U.S.'s resolute backing for Ukraine amidst Russian aggression and a clear demonstration of the United States' steadfast commitment to Ukraine during its resistance against Russian military aggression. Secretary of State Antony Blinken visited Kyiv on Wednesday. This trip marks Blinken's third journey to the heart of Ukraine since the onset of Russia's full-scale invasion, reinforcing the Biden administration's dedication to the Eastern European nation. During his talks with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, Blinken echoed the unwavering resolve of the U.S. to be at Ukraine's side during these challenging times, highlighting the significant strides Ukraine has taken in its counteroffensive. He commended the nation's courage, labeling its recent advancements as heartening. For Zelensky, such visits from high-ranking U.S. officials aren't mere formalities. They embody a deep sense of support and solidarity. In his words, the presence of us leaders on Ukrainian soil, especially amidst the current adversities, sends a great message of support. Underscoring the tangible aspects of the U.S.'s backing, Blinken declared a substantial financial aid package tailored to boost Ukraine's wartime efforts. Amounting to over $1 billion, this aid is intended not just for short-term military assistance, but also for long-term infrastructure, governance, and humanitarian needs of Ukraine. One of the major portions of the aid, a sum of $175 million, is dedicated to replenishing the military equipment of Ukrainian forces. This includes vital components for air defense systems, guided multiple launch rocket systems designed for HIMARS, essential munitions, ammunition, and state-of-the-art communication systems. Importantly, these crucial pieces of military hardware will be sourced directly from the U.S. Pentagon's vast stockpile. Breaking new ground in its support, the U.S.'s aid package also, for the first time, incorporates munitions made of depleted uranium. This element can significantly bolster the firepower of Ukrainian forces in their bid to push back against Russian troops. However, the aid isn't just about military prowess. A substantial $300 million is aimed at fortifying Ukraine's internal law enforcement mechanisms, which are pivotal during such conflicts. An additional $200 million is designed to fortify initiatives that enhance governmental transparency and combat the deep-seated issues of corruption. The same amount has been set aside to address the burgeoning humanitarian crisis, providing relief to citizens affected by the conflict. Perhaps the most symbolic and strategic gesture made by Blinken during his visit was his announcement regarding the direct transfer of seized Russian assets to Ukraine. While the specifics in terms of the exact value of these assets or the exact timeline of the transfer were not divulged, the intent was clear. Blinken emphasized that it's only fitting that those who have been instrumental in propelling Putin's aggressive warfare should bear the cost. Ukraine's rising confidence in breaching Russian defenses amid an intense counteroffensive. Amidst a backdrop of intense conflict and efforts to reclaim territories, Ukrainian officials are growing increasingly optimistic about their chances of breaching Russia's second line of defensive fortifications on the southern front. This belief is based on the assertion that these defenses might not be as formidable as the initial ones, even as Ukrainian forces navigate the intricate maze of dense minefields in their counteroffensive efforts. Recent geolocated videos indicate that there has been some progress made by Ukrainian units, especially around the vicinity of the village of Roboty. This village, situated in the southeastern part of the Zaporizhzhia region, was reclaimed by Kyiv in August, and efforts are now underway to expand this territorial gain. With a strategic intent, the Ukrainian military seems to have shifted its focus towards Tokmak, a town located to the south of Roboty. This town holds strategic importance for the Russian forces, serving as a logistical hub resupply. Moreover, it houses vital fuel and ammunition depots, making it a prime target for the Ukrainian forces. The recent announcement that the Ukrainian forces had managed to breach the first line of Russian defenses in Zaporizhzhia further emphasizes the momentum building in Ukraine's favor. However, optimism is cautiously measured. The areas surrounding the newly reclaimed territories are heavily fortified by intricate Russian defenses. From sprawling minefields and formidable anti-tank barriers to deeply entrenched trenches, Ukrainian forces face immense challenges as they push forward. Despite the intricate defenses, there's hope among the Ukrainian ranks. Oleksandr Shadalpun, the spokesperson for the Ukrainian forces in the southern region, shed light on the situation by stating that while the second line of Russian defenses is indeed powerful, it may not be as robust as the first. He pointed out the less dense distribution of minefields and emphasized that the network of trenches and dugouts isn't as fortified. However, he also warned against underestimating these defenses. In recent developments, the Ukrainian military shared that they successfully thwarted a counterattack by the Russian forces near Robotyne. The General Staff highlighted their achievements in reinforcing their positions, launching artillery fire on identified enemy locations, and effectively executing counter-battery operations. Russia's new proposal, military registration for prisoners. In a move that has garnered attention, the Russian Defense Ministry has suggested an amendment to its regulations that would allow military registration for those who are incarcerated. This proposal was reported on Wednesday by the state news agency TASS. As it stands, the prevailing law states that those who are serving prison sentences are exempt from military registration. However, the Defense Ministry aims to change this, introducing the idea of a special military registration tailored for conscripts and individuals who are eligible for military service but are currently behind bars. To facilitate this registration, correctional institutions, correctional centers within the penitentiary system, and military commissariats located nearby these institutions will be involved. According to the proposed draft, the process of registering and removing individuals from this special military registration wouldn't require their physical presence at the military commissariats. Instead, lists of prisoners updated based on incoming, transferred, or released inmates would be provided by the correctional institutions to the relevant military bodies. This proposal takes on added significance in light of recent revelations regarding Russia's use of prisoners in the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Moscow has reportedly engaged the private mercenary company, Wagner, to bolster its forces on the front line using prisoners. Initially, Moscow vehemently denied any such arrangements, but this strategy was later confirmed and publicly supported by the late owner of Wagner, Yevgeny Prigozhin. The depth of prisoner involvement in the war became even clearer when some of these prisoners claimed to be directly employed by the Defense Ministry. Furthermore, recent testimonies from other prisoners have brought to light the harsh and brutal conditions they experienced on the front lines. In summation, the Russian Defense Ministry's proposal to amend military registration regulations is not just a bureaucratic move. Given Russia's documented use of prisoners in the Ukrainian conflict, this proposal could be an indication of Moscow's intentions to institutionalize the practice.